And welcome, oh, excuse me, and welcome everybody. It's Mario Man 2100, and we're back again with another first campaign impressions video, and it's time for more Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Basically, a game is set after the events of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, but before Metal Gear 1 and 2. So Peace Walker was originally a PSP game. So if the models look a little bit weird, it's because of that reason. NPO, what the hell's that? And then you got Monster Hunter. What? Select weapon, select item, action button is up, aim weapon is L1, thank God. Action button is triangle, up, crouch down, Y, X and down, zooming, in and out, it's left and right, auto aim switch is the square button, reload circle, shifting the camera and moving, and display menus is start button. Yeah, so you get the events of the boss defecting, but in reality, she didn't really defect. She was sent undercover, and it was part of the plan from the CIA or something like that. But yeah, it basically acts as if like she defected to the US and fought for the Soviet Union instead. got some good names here. Steve Bloom, Tara Strong, Anthony Del Rio, Rowan Atkin Downs. There's some good voice actors. And of course David Hayter. Look at that model.
Hey, boss! Wanna go around?
Look alive, ladies! The boss is gonna join us! Show them how it's done, boss! Your first priority in enemy territory is knowing your surroundings. Your life depends on where you are looking and how fast you can identify your target. Therefore, you must first master moving your line of sight. To move your line of sight, use the right stick. Now, when I give you an order, look in that direction. Look up. Good. Look down. Good. You should be familiar with the up and down controls now. Press the action button if you're ready to move on. Okay. Next, we'll check your left and right. Look right. Good. Look left. Good. You should be familiar with the left and right controls now. Press the action button if you're ready to move on.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
inverted.
You can
basically.
change the controls anytime in options. Go with the method that works best for you. Next, I'll explain how to change stances. If you just stand there like an idiot in front of an enemy, you might as well kill yourself now. At times, you will need to get low to avoid detection. You have 3 stances: stand, crouch, and lying down. To change stances, use the crouch button. Tap the crouch button to change between standing and crouching. You can move in either stance. Hold the crouch button and keep it held to lie down. However, you cannot move while you are lying down. I'll say that again. You cannot move while lying down. Is that clear? Good. Next, we'll work on your movement. Use the left stick to move around. Tilt it a little to walk slowly. Tilt farther to run. Decide which to use based on your situation. Remember that your footsteps are louder when running, making you easier to discover. Be careful. Good. Now we have rolling. Rolling is useful for knocking down enemies in your way and for getting away when surrounded. You can also use it to jump over small ditches and other obstacles. To roll, tap the crouch button while running. You got that? Tap the crouch button while running. Don't forget it.
So I gotta press it twice. Yeah.
That's it. Next, I will explain how to attack without gunfire. You may run into an enemy unexpectedly. You may not have a weapon on you, or you may be out of ammo. You'll still need an effective attack strategy. One well-placed strike and the enemy won't know what hit him. To strike an enemy, press the attack button while standing still. On my command, press the attack button repeatedly and take down your opponent. Go.
I'm ready, boss.
Impressive, boss! Next, we're gonna practice using the stun rod. Hitting someone with the stun rod will shock them with 1.5 million volts. Anyone on the receiving end of that is guaranteed to be out cold.
Yeah, it's
To
a billion
use
and
the
a
stun
half.
rod, press the aim button to ready it, then press the attack button. You'll be glad to know we're using mock stun rods for this training session. When your partner attacks, make him believe it's the real deal. Prepare yourself for stun rod training. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
Fine work, boss! Now we'll move on to CQC. CQC, or Close Quarters Combat, refers to when engaging an enemy in battle at very close range.
So I can
It is a
imagine if
quick
someone
and
was trying to
efficient
get
way of
into the
eliminating a
franchise
threat.
with
There are various CQC techniques. We will go over
Peace
each of them.
Walker, this would
Don't
be a
get cocky
good
because you think you know them.
tutorial.
This will be different from what you're used to. Pretend you are learning it for the first time. The first technique is throwing your opponent. To do this, position yourself near your opponent and press the attack button while you tilt the left stick. Be sure to press the attack button when the icon appears. Now, wait for my command and throw your opponent. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
Just see in the background. Oh, damn.
Impressive, boss! Next, I'm going to teach you how to restrain an opponent close to you. This is a cornerstone of CQC. Grab hold of an enemy, and the bastard's life is in your hands. What you do from there is up to you. Just know that if you restrain him for too long, the average person will most likely pass out. Something to keep in mind. Let's begin. To restrain your opponent, hold down the attack button while near them. Restrain your opponent on my command. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
Just see everybody in the background doing it.
That is incorrect, boss! Impressive, boss! Now we will throw your opponent after restraining them. To throw an enemy to the ground, press a direction on the left stick when you have them restrained. Restrain your opponent and throw them on my command. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
That is incorrect, boss!
Surprised this guy hasn't got a concussion yet.
Now we will try CQC against multiple enemy opponents. You can also take out a group of enemies by throwing an opponent you have restrained. First, restrain an opponent by pressing the attack button near them. Then, tilt the left stick to throw them. By tilting the left stick toward other enemies, you can send your captive flying straight into them. On my command, restrain and then throw your opponent. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
That is incorrect, boss! That is incorrect, boss!
Ah, you ran
That is
close.
incorrect, boss! Tilt the left stick while restraining the opponent, boss! That is incorrect, boss! That is incorrect, boss!
I'm pressing it while they're next to me.
That is
It's
incorrect,
not doing
boss!
it. Goddamn
I'll
thing.
explain it again! First, restrain an opponent by pressing the attack button near them. Then,
Yeah.
tilt the left stick to throw them. By tilting the left stick toward
Like-
other enemies, you can...
The thing is, I'm right next to him, and I'm pressing R1, like the action button, and it's not doing anything. It's throwing them. It's not getting him in CQC.
What's going on, Kaz?
We've got guests.
Time to move.
Don't worry, it's not our friends from Langley. I brought him. Made sure we won't fall.
Thank you, big boss.
Call me Snake.
Sorry, Vic boss.
Listen up. For us, there is no victory.
But in revolution, doesn't one triumph or die?
We don't do either.
Here.
Ah, thank you. I feel like a new man. There's no coffee like Costa Rican coffee. So,
brings a distinguished scholar from the Costa Rican government to Colombia.
Professor Galvez comes from Costa Rica's University for Peace.
No, Steve Bloom, that's
You
fucking
see,
awesome.
over the past year, there have been sightings of an armed group in Costa Rica. They're not ours, of course.
Costa Rica doesn't have an army.
Correct. Article 12 of our Constitution states that the Army as a permanent institution is abolished.
The Peace Constitution.
You think it's rebels and fled Nicaragua?
No, they don't appear to be guerrillas. They're far too organized.
What's your government's take?
The authorities in San Jose claim it's a multinational security firm, hired by the Development Corporation of Costa Rica. Lies, obviously. They're bringing in state-of-the-art weaponry and equipment by the shipload.
Where'd they get that kind of cash?
I fear La CIA may be involved.
The CIA.
As you both know, the United States views Central America as its backyard. Even after Cuba, we've managed to maintain a delicate balance with the U.S.
And your government can't just give them the boot.
We are not allowed to bear arms.
Japan's constitution has something similar. Article 9. It says Japan renounces war and can maintain an army.
I understand that you and your men have neither state nor ideology, that you will fight any foe. Please, you must drive them out of our defenseless country. We come to you, the Militaires Sans Frontières.
So, you want to hire us?
Yes, as our deterrent. We can't afford to pay much, it's true. But we can offer you this. A forward operating base. An offshore plant in the Caribbean.
Sounds pretty good to me. This place is becoming a mess anyway. Snake, we need someplace we can settle down.
The governments agreed to cooperate. Unofficially, of course.
A chopper for transport would be nice too.
I'll see what I can do.
Hold it. You seem to think we're just a pack of dogs of war. Is that right?
It's funny how that
Yes,
happens in
that's what I've heard.
in Metal Gear
You're an
Solid
army
5.
without a state.
Because we're basically like that.
No. We've only left our countries behind.
Please, you must help us.
If your suspicions are true, force isn't going to do any good. You'll have to find a political solution.
The government's hands are tied.
Go back to your bosses in San Jose. Tell them if they want, I'll introduce them to a negotiator I know.
No, I'm not here on their behalf.
So, what are you doing here?
For over 20 years, I've preached the virtues of peace at multiple universities. Tonight, I stand before you as an educator. This is my student. She came to me to study peace. Her name is Paz. Paz Ortega.
Paz. Peace.
No kidding. That's my name too. Kazuhira. It's Japanese for peace. Pleased to meet you, Paz. Call me Kaz.
They've got a supply port north of Puerto Limon, a town in la Costa del Mar Caribe. A few days ago, Paz stumbled upon that facility while searching for a lost friend. She was captured. She's only a child, 16 years old. They did terrible things to her, but somehow she managed to escape.
Oh, thank God.
She's huérfana. Her mother died when she was small, and she lost her grandparents in the Civil War. She hates war with a
Why
passion
can you
like
do
no
that?
other.
My name is Paz, and I will do anything to protect my namesake. It is my one and only purpose. Please, get them out of my country. Make them leave Costa Rica.
Sorry, kid.
We know who you are, Big Boss. That is why we've come to you.
Oh shit. They knew the truth. Oh fuck. And yeah, it'll be set up in chapters like this. Partly because it's a PSP game, so the HD edition will just update that to basically what was modern.
Miller here. Do you copy, Snake? I see you've landed.
Graphics.
That makes one giant leap for us. I'm sending this from the offshore plant, our mother base. The signal is unidirectional. I'll be giving you commands and advice through this channel. Keep your headphones on at all times and pay attention. Also, make sure no one else can listen in. Snake, are you clear on the controls? Take a minute to refresh your memory. Use the left stick to move. Use the right stick to adjust your view. To change your settings, use the start button to open the menu. There's no one around. Why not try some shooting practice? Select a target and squeeze off a round or two. Press the directional button while holding the R2 button to switch weapons. Ready your weapon with the L1 button. Then press the R1 button to fire. How about a little shooting practice? Try hitting a coconut. Select equipment by pressing the square or circle button while holding the L2 button. To check your map, press the start button to open the menu. The Mark 22 tranquilizer gun can put enemies to sleep. The closer to the head you hit, the more effective it is. Tranquilizer rounds are hard to come by. Don't waste them.
So let's stick going off again. There we go, that's better. Okay. Just thinking of where to go. Up. Alright. I can't crawl. So that's the one
The
thing I was.
facility you're headed for is past that fence. A grenade should be able to take out that gate. Grenades explode. You throw them, Snake. Use the L1 button to ready throwing weapons. Once you ready the weapon, throw with the R1 button. When using throwing weapons, hold the attack button down longer to throw farther. You won't throw the weapon until you let go of the button. Snake, don't you think you could use a little more practice?
Right. Don't know why the stick keeps doing that. Keeps. So you know, people have problems with like Joy-Con drift. I'm not even touching my like I'm only fixing up and taking out my PS3 analog stick from the groove. I'm not even touching it. So if I go like that.
I gotta thank you for agreeing to this, Snake. Man, am I glad to be out of here. Finally, we can leave all that crap in San Geronimo behind. Break into the mercenary business for real. Let me guess. You're doing it for her, aren't you? For her.
Because you're still having problems with that lighter.
Are they still here?
Come on, Snake. This could be good for us. They're willing to give us an offshore plant, a place we can finally put down some roots. This is our chance to expand MSF.
We don't need a place to stay, Kaz. We're nomads. We always will be.
What? You'd rather keep wandering from conflict to conflict? Tools in the hands of whoever's fighting at the time?
The second we settle down, who's to say we won't become the warmongers?
Listen to me, Snake. We're not mercenaries. We're not a foreign legion. MSF's a business. A new kind of business. Look, it's not like we're trying to start a war here. All we need to do is find out who this security company really is.
Come on, Kaz. It's pretty obvious that they're backed by the CIA.
Wait a sec. That would mean...
Our friend, the professor, is likely KGB.
I see.
We'd be making an enemy of our homeland.
And there'd be no turning back.
Ah, this damn thing won't light.
Huh?
Put on some coffee, Kaz. It's time for a little chat with the professor.
I was a heavy smoker. When I got my medal from the Secretary General, he gave me this prosthetic hand as well. But smoking was ruining my lungs, so I quit. I've not had much use for it since. It's quite an honor to meet the legendary Big Boss.
That's just a code name the CIA made up.
Then perhaps I should call you John.
I don't have a name. Stop using that code name you liked so much 10 years ago. What about you, comrade? What do they call you back at Center?
Well then, allow me to get straight to the point. Land as slim as a whip, hot as torture.
That's the Chilean poet, Neruda.
Central America is the navel of the American continents, bridging north and south. We want this land. We'll build a socialist stronghold, then use it to split the Americas in two.
America would lose its backyard.
And with it, its economic production, shipping lanes, and strategic value. We, on the other hand, would gain a base from which all of Latin America would be well within our reach. He who controls Central America will win this Cold War. First comes Nicaragua, toppling the pro-American Somoza regime. In preparation, we've begun instigating anti-Somoza sentiment and providing aid to the Sandinista National Liberation Front.
You're manipulating Sandinista into overthrowing Somoza for you.
After the revolution, Nicaragua will become a socialist state.
You think America's just gonna let that happen?
Certainly not. After all, the CIA is already here.
And that's the armed group inside Costa Rica.
Precisely. It's clear that they've been sent in to disrupt our efforts across the border in Nicaragua. Simply put, the army now stationed in Costa Rica is CIA capital. But it's more complex than that. The CIA's got something else planned as well.
What?
That is the million-dollar question. Big Boss, we want you and your unit to find the answer. Infiltrate and investigate the facility in La Costa, where Paz was imprisoned. Learn all you can of their operations. Then, drive them out of the country.
You're asking us to settle a turf war between the KGB and the CIA?
What about her? That was all just an act?
You mean her words about peace? She was captured, that much is true. But I've kept my KGB affiliation from her.
And you thought we'd fall for a sob story?
No. I had good reason to bring her along. She managed to escape with her life, but her friend was not so lucky. Why were they attacked? I believe this will help explain. Perhaps they saw something they weren't supposed to. Perhaps they heard something they shouldn't have.
A cassette tape?
Paz took this during her escape. She says her friend happened to record it by accident.
What is that?
A portable stereo cassette player. The first
A
of its
Walkman.
kind.
That's fucking funny.
I heard they were working on something like that in Japan. Didn't know you guys were too.
I believe what you're about to hear will help you understand.
What is that? A Quetzal?
The phoenix bird.
Paz's friend was researching birds. She went out into the jungle to record bird calls and stumbled upon this.
So? So what?
Now it gets interesting.
Get rid of it and chase it back to its nest. You can't. The snake's too vicious. It's on many people. And chase it away. It will bite you unless you kill it. Go home.
Paz. Voice print analysis confirms that this voice is indeed that of the legendary hero and criminal, the boss.
What?
The other hasn't been identified. Female in her 30s with a British accent. The song playing in the background was a hit in 1973.
What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your mentor? Your mission or your beliefs? I am loyal to
Paz
myself.
is live in Costa Rica.
As I understand it, she was your commander, fought by your side. And that you killed her under orders from the CIA, thus surpassing her to become the hero known as Big Boss.
Which of course sent Snake over the edge after Metal Gear Solid 3.
Well, what'll it be? Will you take the job?
Snake, it's gotta be a trap.
So you still can't turn your back on your country? Then I suppose you won't need this.
Wait!
Snake?
I'll do it for the girl. For Paz.
Okay. For peace, then.
And that's why we're here.
There they are. CIA mercs. Snake, you've got to get past them undetected. Avoid combat whenever possible. This is a sneaking mission. Hide behind stuff. Take the long way around. Whatever it takes to stay out of sight. Your gun is a last resort. It could just as easily kill you as save you. To press up against a wall, face it and hit the action button. From that position, you can press the L1 button to detect enemies. That also works while lying down. You've been spotted. Run for it. It's either that or take out every last enemy soldier. No.
It looks like I'm fucking sleeping.
HQ, come in.
This is HQ.
This is Patrol.
Contact lost. Going to alert status.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him.
Yeah, so we're in alert status at the moment, which is the green bar. Caution, I believe, is the yellow, and of course alert status is the red.
Ah!
But yeah.
HQ, come in.
This is HQ.
This is Patrol. All clear.
Understood. Stay vigilant.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's MyMan 2100 and we're back again with the first campaign impressions video of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. For some reason, you know, I was doing the outro and I realized my camera had turned off because it went flat. So I was like, oh, great. And I did like two videos back to back, like two big first impressions series of videos back to back, and my battery must have just went dead in the middle of the video, so I'm not sure what the last part was because I haven't watched it through, but it's the day after recording that video, just because I was waiting until my camera, you know, kind of got cooler, and then I had work that night, and then I've had work all through today, so I haven't really had time to talk about the game. So I played a little bit more of the game, and the game looks good for a PSP game that's been brought up to PlayStation 3 status, because if you have a look a couple of years later with this, you know, a completely different genre game and different game series in general, but Final Fantasy Type 0. I played that again and tried to play that, and it just, it looks okay. The game's not fantastic. It doesn't look that great. Well, it looks okay in some areas, and then it doesn't look okay in other areas. And Peace Walker is a little bit like that. Like some of the facial model of like Big Boss Snake, you know, with the standard type of face all the time. That was a bit annoying, but I can understand as a PSP game that that's something that they can't do. But the way that the cutscenes are brought forward in that like sort of like comic book style art style cutscenes, I really love those, and they look fantastic. And some of the cutscenes from the PSP game that have been brought forward, so things that are in motion as well, some of those actually look really good in some models. Like a lot of them, some things do look good. Sorry. But yeah, some things look good in the game, and I think the gameplay feels alright. It's weird that you can't like crawl on the ground with while you're laying down. Like that's a bit strange, but the game plays alright. It doesn't play amazingly, but I still think the game plays alright. So ultimately, what I will say when it comes to Peace Walker, I like the story of the game. I think that because I've seen the story all the way through that game, all the way through the Metal Gear Solid franchise in general, and a lot of the games are fantastic. And Snake Eater is a good game, and so is Peace Walker in a lot of areas, and a lot of those things are great. And I've got my cat's hanging around me, aren't you? Aren't you, buddy? Hmm? Yeah, he's just gone on my computer chair and sitting here being sort of lovable. But yeah, like I think that the story's from Hideo Kojima when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid franchise are fantastic. There's a lot of good moments in these games, and there's a lot of things that I will say when it comes to those games in particular, like moments that are really, really cool, like and really, really and can be emotional as well. Like the battle with the boss in Snake Eater. Like, of course, I've never played it, but I've seen that in action in cutscenes, and I've seen it explained and all that type of stuff, and it feels, and you can see it in Peace Walker, especially even at the start of Peace Walker. You can see how much that battle meant to Big Boss Snake, and how emotional he was. Like, you could tell that he was crying, and it was like, okay, this really means something to him. And ultimately, what happens in the story of Snake Eater as well, to be fair, all the things that happen in that game, and you see what the boss goes through, like the boss, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a whole bunch of stuff there that is really, really, really stupid and really, really, really dumb and very, very sneakily done by the CIA and a lot of the governments and agencies that Snake ran under, and even outside of what Snake knows when it comes to like the army and like the CIA and etc. etc. So the game is good, although I don't think it's one that I will continue because I didn't really. Stealth is not necessarily my type of style of game, and it's not Metal Gear's fault. I've had other stealth games that I've played before, and I just haven't got really well. Like, there's some moments in Assassin's Creed that I just don't get, and there's a lot of things. There's some things in other franchises that I just, when it comes to stealth, I'm not that type of style of gameplay. It's a game player. I don't play like a stealth class on Call of Duty at all. It's one of those things where it's not my particular genre, and I've played it a few times. It might be one that I might find eventually down the line. I haven't played things like Dark Souls or games of that caliber. Like I haven't played like the Thief series or Dishonored or those types of games. I haven't played those, but so I might find something down the line that I might particularly enjoy, like I do with horror games with Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 7. Like there might be a game in the stealth genre that I really like, but Metal Gear Solid for me at the moment is not, like I like the series. I like the series in general. I'd love to give the first game a shot just to see if that one is the one for me. Metal Gear Solid 4, I think, is on that borderline where I really, really, I do like the game, and I did enjoy playing it, but I'd have to dedicate, I wouldn't say dedicating a lot of time to that game would be a problem, but at the moment, how I'm feeling when it comes to Metal Gear is that I'm kind of done at this point. Plus, I played Metal Gear, and I think I played, like, the first 2 acts of Metal Gear Solid 4, and I have not gone back since. So I'm going to be missing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be missing a lot of story points. And it's like, okay, whereabouts am I in the game? And that's my fault. I'm going to say that, put my hand up for that, because it's something that I do all the time, which is why I started like the priority list so long ago, was because of situations like this. So. Yeah, so I think that Peace Walker is a good game. It's just not one that I will continue. Same with Snake Eater as well. Like, I know that's a completely different video, but Snake Eater is the same. Sons of Liberty was exactly the same as well. So it's not really... It doesn't feel like it's my genre, but maybe the first game or playing Metal Gear Solid 4, like Guns of the Patriots again, like from start, and then actually going through might help, but yeah, so I'm willing to give the game a shot, but the series another shot, but at the moment this game in particular is not my thing. So yeah, it's unfortunate that I have to end it on a downer note, but I love the cutscenes. So and the story beats, and you know there are a lot of cool things about it. So, you know, that's something to look forward to, I guess. So, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this first campaign impressions video of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I was going to say Snake Eater, but that's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Via the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection for the Sony PlayStation 3. Again, sorry that I'm probably dragging this part of the video on, and that the last part of the video with the gameplay cut out. It's out of my hands. The battery only charges for so long. I think it only charges like almost an hour and a half now. And yeah, it kind of sucks in that regard. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this first campaign impressions video of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker via the Legacy Collection on the Sony PlayStation 3. This has been Mario Man 2100. You guys have a great day or night, and of course, take care.